We as leaders, Scrum Masters, managers, we want our team to be productive and deliver value. In this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of focus and the concept of maker versus manager schedule. I'm going to discuss all those innocent mistakes that we might be making that might be destroying our team productivity. And I'm also going to cover when is the best time to schedule the meeting for your team. What is the best time to hold the meeting with your team? Welcome back to my channel where we discuss about software development, engineering, and agile project management. Let's begin with the maker versus manager schedule. This concept is given by Paul Graham in his blog post. He talks about the manager's schedule, his typical duties. They include responding back to emails, meetings, calls, all those things that you can chunk up into 1 hour slots. Whereas your makers, they are your writers, they are your programmers, they are the people doing the creative work. These are the people who need focused time. They need to keep the context in mind. Your programmer needs to keep in mind the code he has written, the unit test he has written. And your writer needs to keep in the mind the plot of the story so far for him to be able to continue. And if your programmer, your writer, they get distracted, it will take them 25 minutes to get back to the stage where they left off. So these 1 hour schedules, the way the managers plan their day, does not work for the maker. So for the maker, we want to focus on either half day or a full day schedule slots. And we do not want distractions and meetings throughout their days that disturb them, that break their focus. Let's take example. Look back at your calendar on a day where you had calls on meetings throughout the day. You had free empty slots, half an hour here, half an hour there. But if you added up all those half an hours free throughout the day, they might add up to 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours. But if you reflect back on that day, except for those meetings and the calls, you were not able to deliver anything else productive throughout the day. Those half an hour were wasted by responding back to email, not being able to focus on anything more productive or big. So when you want to act like a maker, when you want to focus on something big and get something big report out or a presentation out, then consider yourself a maker and set a big chunky block of time when you can dedicate and focus and get those things done. So if you're a manager, then have days when you have clear calendar for half a day, couple of hours, no distraction, when you can fully focus on. And for your team, protect their focus. Give them that distraction free time. So if you are going to book one-to-ones, if you're going to have calls with your team members, then don't put those at 11 o'clock. Don't put them throughout the day. Put them either in the beginning, early in the morning, as soon as they come in, or just before lunch, just after lunch, or at the end of the day. And that also goes for your daily scrum. Don't put it at 10 o'clock. So if you're a scrum master and you want to put your daily scrum, don't put it at 10 o'clock. Don't sort of say, okay, my team members start at 9 a.m. So I want to allow them an hour or so to settle in before we have daily scrum. You have just wasted that whole 1 hour. If your team members start at different times, then put it at 11:45 or 12:45, just before they go for a lunch. Have your daily scrum, and then everyone goes for lunch. Or have it at the end of the day before everyone leaves. Protect their focus times and make sure and agree as a team to have meeting free times as well every day so your team members can actually get some work done. And when talking about that meeting free focus time, I find that most people, not everyone, most people, they have more energy, they have more willpower in the morning. So give them that time as meeting free so that they can focus on work. and in the afternoons and later in the day, give them that meeting if you need to schedule those meetings. But in the morning, protect their focus time where possible. It's not always possible, especially if you have distributed teams across the world, but where possible, protect their focus time. Especially as a Scrum Master or a leader of a software development team, if you do not protect your team's focus time, if you allow distractions, you will find that the team members, the number of errors they have, the bugs they have in the code will increase. The more context switching they have to do, the more likely and high chance of bugs and errors creeping in. The more context switching they have, the more distractions they have, the less productive your team members are. If they are programmers, any creative workers you have, you will lose the productivity if you put distractions in, because it will take them 15, 20, 25 minutes to get back to the stage where they were before they got distracted. So if you have a meeting, let's say at 11 a.m. for 20 minutes, 1 hour, when they finish the meeting and have to get back to work, you have just wasted 25 minutes of them before they can get to that focus time. So make sure that there are no ad hoc distractions, there are no planned distractions during the daytime. That is why it's important to make sure that your meetings are scheduled in a way that it does not break up their day. For your people, for your team members to get creative, they need to get fully immersed in the code or in the story on what they are working on, fully engaged. And when you put distractions there, they lose creativity. They are not able to fully engage in what they are doing. So by putting distractions in, your team will get less creative. They will have less out of box ideas. You want to be able to think out of all of the out of box ideas, be creative, be innovative. Also, distractions add context switching, which impairs your team members' ability to make decisions. So the decisions they are going to make are going to be poor, because when they get distracted, they lose that context. So that decision that they are going to make straight after context switching is going to be impaired. What is the best formula for this piece of code they want to use? What is the best function that they are going to use? You have just, by distraction, impaired their decision. And finally, by regular distractions, by regularly breaking up their days with meetings and calls, you're going to increase their frustration. You're going to increase their stress level. So if you want happy team members, then give them time to focus. Give them time to engage in their work and enjoy what they are doing. So in conclusion, if you want productive team members, if you want happy team members, if you want your team to deliver value on a regular basis and build those robust and creative things, then give them time to focus on, reduce their distractions, and schedule the meeting in such a way that it does not break up the day, so that they're able to focus on their work and keep the maker versus manager schedule concept in mind. I hope you have liked my video so far. If you have, don't forget to like and subscribe. And for more interesting videos related to Agile concepts, please subscribe and follow more.